Skyler Farley here, your strength and conditioning coach for the Charlotte 49ers women's basketball. If you missed yesterday, be sure to check back. We did a lower body emphasis with an acceleration component. Today we're going to be talking about our day 2 training. It's an upper body emphasis with a heavier aerobic base conditioning. Okay, first thing you're going to see today is our very general warm-up. It's a med ball calisthenics circuit. We're moving in a ton of different directions. It's great for grip strength. You're having to hold on to the med ball the entire time. You're going to get this broad general athleticism to start. We're getting up and off the floor constantly. It's great for getting the heart rate elevated, great for getting light sweat going before we go into our more specific warm-up. We're going to see the girls doing some iso push-up holds, some wall slides, and then a partner chest stretch. We're going to both activate the tissue but also mobilize it before we get into our work sets. Okay, so moving into the strength work for today, we're doing a barbell floor press. You're going to notice that I'm calling out a 4-second tempo. The girls are slowing down the eccentric portion of the lift. That's just based on the time of year that we're at. I want those absolute loads to be a little bit lighter while still making it a challenging workout. It's also going to help ingrain solid technique. You're going to notice that a lot of our work today is paired with upper back emphasis. It's really important. You can't have a strong base without a strong upper back. So everything we do kind of centers around that as well. You're going to see as we kind of progress throughout the workout, some of the stuff is basically just body part training. We want to make sure that the girls have sufficient muscle mass, sufficient stability in the areas that they need it. And that again is on a 4-second tempo because it's great for building hypertrophy, but also forcing them to slow down in some of the movements that they would typically just rush through and make sure that they're actually activating the correct tissues and they're doing it with good technique. Once we finish that up, you're going to notice that we go into our 300-yard shuttles. Typically this would be done outside, but just based on the weather that we've had, we're forced to move inside. Just got to be flexible with what you've got sometimes. But again, we're just establishing a broad aerobic base. It's a low central nervous system stimulus, so this is actually great. This kind of serves as a flush. These are done at a sub-maximal tempo. Still a very difficult conditioning day in terms of absolute volume, but in terms of the broad scheme of things, where our agility work fits in, our acceleration work, and our true speed work, this is almost more of a recovery day. And again, building that broad base. So 2 important things: what we do in the weight room, so the stuff that you saw both yesterday with our lower body and today our upper body emphasis is building the size of the engine. But when we get to conditioning, our focus turns into building the size of the gas tank. So that's what you notice today. That's really established all the way from the warm-up through the pace that we set in the weight room, but also working its way into conditioning. We're constantly building the size of the tank by the pace that we establish and the excellence that we hold ourselves to. Thanks for joining back today. Be sure to check out throughout the rest of the week as we go through our day 3 and day 4 workouts. Thanks and stay strong.